And just in case, if you did bring your skis, there's still snow going on up in the mountains, and you can still get some skiing in along the way. If you didn't bring them, they'll rent them for you up there. So I hope the conference is going quite well. I had a chance to watch the streaming of the two keynote speakers, and I was quite excited. So a big thank you to Walter and his team for all the work that they've done to get this together. Actually, I'm going to be a little more formal than that. I have a list of people that I really want to thank, and as you know, especially the schools that have hosted these types of things before, that this is a lot of work to pull these off. Please forgive me while I go through this list. Walter Lamendula. And of course, I think you've been seeing her all day, Jess Haxton, one of our doctoral students. And our technology people, Ryan and Ethan. And Ethan's not here, but Ryan's here. He's been at practice all day as well. My Director of Development and Alumni Giving, Linda Ricketson, who did all of this tonight. And our Director of Marketing and Communications, Debbie Jones, that's forcing you to smile for all those photos. That's happening. And then, of course, all of our PhD students who are volunteering at the conference. I think we have a wonderful group of PhD students, probably just as you think about your students, and we're quite proud of them. And they have stepped up to the plate and have been downtown. And many of them are here, and I told them to mingle and to talk with you guys, because you may have jobs available in the future, and we really want them to be employed at some point in the future. We're going to have a musical group, and I've been really quite fortunate that my provost is here, and we'll ask him to say a few words as well. And then after the musical group performs, I know that some of you, this is probably your first time to Denver, and definitely your first time here at the Graduate School of Social Work here in Craig Hall. So please feel free to wander around the building and take a look and see. We're quite proud of this physical facility. But just like it's about 4 years old now, and just like most things, it's also, we've outgrown it. So we're looking for more space and more land to take things on. But please feel free to walk around and see what's in the building. I do caution you though, we are having Friday night classes. So there are probably some classrooms I would recommend you don't walk into, because they may ask you to do a guest lecture while you're there. so I will avoid those rooms if possible. Now I'd like to ask, I think one of the things, as you probably know at your school, and you don't get a lot of these things accomplished without the support of the higher administration. And one thing I can say about the Graduate School of Social Work here at the University of Denver, that we have tremendous support by our provost and by our chancellor. As you know, as a School of Social Work, if you don't have that level of support, you're constantly struggling. So I like to. It's always nice to know that we're not the underdog here on this campus, and we run with the big dogs, so to speak, and that's always a good thing. So I asked the provost to come up and say a few words as well. The provost at the University of Denver, Dr. Greg Kavista.
Welcome to the University of Denver. I don't think I've ever stood between food and music, so this will be very brief. This is an organization that I did not know anything about until today. And I looked around, and it's amazing the number of institutions that constitute this organization and what it is dedicated toward. I am a political scientist. We have nothing like this in the American Political Science Association, and we should, because it does a couple of things. It does the really important thing of reproducing us, and that is a huge, huge thing to do, and to do so intentionally. Frequently, we are taught to be, obviously when we go to graduate school, we're taught to be researchers. And that is extremely important. But we are not taught to become the professionals who occupy the positions in schools, in colleges, in departments, to produce the next generation. And that's what this organization does. I want to applaud you for that foresight. The other thing that you do is not just reproduce yourselves, you create the knowledge that you help to apply every day. This is an institution that is quite a bit different from political science, my field. Some of the absolute worst politicians tend to be political scientists, that is a fact. Including our president, Woodrow Wilson, wonderful, wonderful political scientist, extraordinarily ethical, one of the less effective presidents that we've had. We won't go there. You create knowledge that you and your colleagues use in the classroom and use to not just teach your students, but to address the big problems of the day. And you are to be congratulated for that as well. Let me stop. James Herbert is right. This is one of the big dogs at the university, and I'm very proud of that, and so is the Chancellor. I did hear that comment about extra space. He knew I was in the audience. We'll see. Seriously, these are kind of tough times for all institutions, as all of us know, and we need to do our level best to fund what we need to find the resources we need to find to keep organizations like yours and this school going. So thanks for coming to Denver. It's a great place. I wish it were sunnier. Some of the ski places are still open if you want to go up there. It's a little rough, but it might be fine. To the music, James Herbert. Thank you.
Well, before I introduce the entertainment, I'm just one more thank you, and that is to Barbara Rittner and the steering committee of GADE for the infinite wisdom of bringing this conference to Denver. So we have some minutes of entertainment. And I just want to introduce the group. They're called the Pan Association. And the Pan Association is an ensemble that's new here to the Denver area. And what you're going to see is actually 4 graduate students from our Lamont School of Music, which is here on the campus. They perform frequently around DU, and also, which is our way of saying University of Denver, just to be clear. So. And what they're going to focus on tonight is really playing some steel drum music. And I've heard these young men before, and they're just terrific. So I hope you will enjoy Pan Ensemble, Pan Association.